Is that working? It could be. Oh, let's move that over there. Oh. Hello? Is this thing on? Oh, it's making noise. Hang on. Let me move that. Move that up there. There we go. That's not quite as bad. Right. Hello, hello. Lovely. Righto. So, just making sure everything's running here. How are we doing in chat? We doing okay? We doing well?
Oh yeah.
Crew, hello mate. I'm just setting things up. Just getting the game started. Cool. Just eat the mic, shall I? Just sit right here. There we go. Just lower that a little bit. I'll put my chair I'll turn the recline off. So I have to sit up straight. God damn it. Right. Okay. Let me just... Okay. Break things. There we go. Right. Okay. God, what do we have to do? Doing surprisingly well after a tough week. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Excellent. Right. I need to go and boot the game. Let's have a look. There it is. And... seamless. Absolutely seamless. Right. Right, where were we? We were, last time we played Cold Waters, we were playing in the Sturgeon class, I believe, the Sturgeon class submarine. This time round, we're going to continue that campaign, I think. I'm pretty sure, unless there's overwhelming demand not to, and to play a new submarine. But I think everybody, just throw my dressing gown over there. I think everybody reasonably enjoyed the Sturgeon. I think I too actually quite enjoyed the Sturgeon class. It was surprisingly well. It had all of the benefits of like being a reasonably sized submarine, which means it was decently manoeuvrable. While its top speed isn't great, the rest of the sub was pretty usable. It had a decent sonar suite. It had a decent fire control system, and it wasn't like 30,000 feet long. So it might be a small exaggeration, but it meant that we could avoid torpedoes reasonably well. It just means that we can't run, we can't chase some of the faster Soviet weapons and equipment. So, yeah, we should definitely be careful of being chased down, because it's not something we're going to be able to stop. Anyway, let's see. We've got Twitch chat up here. Yes and yes again. Cool. I didn't forget to turn off the overlay. For some reason, and I have no idea why, my Divinity Original Sin livestream from last night didn't save on Twitch. I don't know whether it was up and it vanished, or whether it was up and I don't think I deleted it. I did have a look. I did change the thumbnail yesterday to something else, like because what happens is Twitch takes 3 like snippets from the start, the middle, and the end. And you can use one of those as the thumbnail, or upload your own. And sometimes I change it if like the thumbnail's just the intro card or something. Sometimes I swap them round. And yeah, it just vanished. So I don't know where it went. You'll be able to watch them, or watch that particular. That's the lost episode. Yeah. You'll be able to watch it on either Digby or heaven forbid Herr Womble's channel if you're feeling brave enough. Yeah, you can go and watch it on there, but for some reason, yep, my copy of it just totally vanished. I had a good route round for it, see if I could find where it went, but it just disappeared. Everything is still ticked, like the whole save, VOD, whatever it is. I reckon it's got something to do with maybe stream chat coming out, maybe that's fucking something up behind the scenes, I haven't a clue, but everything's still ticked, so I don't know. Yeah, Terminator Phelps will find it. Cool, right. I've kept you waffling. I've waffled on for long enough. Let's load up a 9. Is it this one that's got my Sturgeon on? I forget these days. Let's have a look. Because we want to. Oh fuck me. Well, we're in something. Let's quickly go to the brief. What's our orders? A wolf pack of enemy attack submarines is returning after having successfully operated against NATO shipping in the North Atlantic. Convoy routes will now attempt to transit the Guick area towards their home base, where they'll prepare for operations. You must attack them and sink them before they have chance to rearm. So we're going down here towards... Oh, I bumped into something.
Oh, yeah.
Potet cannon. Thank you very much, mate. Okay, yeah, oh, that's right, we have no supplies. Status, XO. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we've bumped into something. We have... that's right, we totally ran out of torpedoes, didn't we? We have... oh, shit, yeah, we're in big trouble. We have 2 UGM missiles, and we have some T-LAMs. That is it. That is our entire weapons stock. So what we're going to do is... I found out in the last stream that this button doesn't do anything anymore. They haven't removed it from the UI, but it does exactly the same as manual battle stations. When they release the version of the game that's coming out soon, the update with the South China Sea, everything's going to be a little bit more different. But one of the things that they're changing is the range at which you can engage contacts. The range at which you find contacts is now a little bit more, not random, but a little bit more diverse. Rather than me saying, oh yes, I want to close to 25,000 yards, that's how far away I want to be, from now on we're just going to sort of stumble into contact, and the range that you stumble into them really differs from time to time, depending on the sea state, depending on how quiet the enemy ship is running at the time of their transit. So it's a tricky one. So for the moment we're just going to manual battle stations.
New contact bearing 112, designated Sierra 1.
Right, we need to slow down, so bring it down. Head
Rig
1/3.
ship for ultra quiet.
Rig ship for silent running. And let's begin identifying the target. Let's check known Soviet submarine contacts.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 254, designated Sierra 2.
Willing to wager that this is some kind of civilian shipping. Oh, was that it? Not quite an Andazan. Looks like it's just a trawler.
Con sonar,
yep.
Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Civilian trawler. Okay, we've also got Sierra 2. Let's change target. We look to have another civilian trawler.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
What we'll do is we'll come up to PD, periscope depth.
Make depth 4, 5 feet, dive by.
And let's see what's going on. So far, no hostile contacts. We're going to bring it up to a head 2/3.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Doesn't mean that they're not out here, it just means that we're not detecting them.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
Background noise is a mere 81 decibels. We're just going to poke our head up and see what's on the surface. It looks like it's just civilian shipping. We'll see what's going on. As we sort of transit the 250 feet mark, I'm going to step it down to a head 1/3 to avoid cavitation as we come up. 300 feet. And head 1/3.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
So this will prevent cavitation from the main propeller. The propeller. Is that right, the propeller? I'm sure it is. For some reason I thought I'd just applied to aircraft.
Making turns for 5 knots.
I'm all sleepy. Right, I'm hoping that I've misidentified one of these surface contacts and it's something we're going to be able to engage. Looks like conditions are low light or night time. Right, we're transiting the thermal layer now. Let's rig ship for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
As we...
Con sonar, new contact bearing 182, designated Sierra 3.
Sierra 3. Let's identify this guy now. This guy
Con
looks
sonar,
like...
new contact bearing 190, designated Sierra 4.
Sierra 4. As we cross the layer as well. Who are you? Some kind of Soviet shipping? Difficult to say. I hope so. Quite a bit of background noise getting in. Let's step it down to 2 knots, please, maneuvering. 2 knots.
Make turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Let's try and clean as much whitewash out as we can. Looks like this one's biologic. Let's just skip through to the biologic. 2 signatures so close together like that typically means, yep, a humpback whale.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as biologic.
And then we've got some
Con,
other
maneuvering,
surface
making turns
contact.
for 2
Looks like more
knots.
civilian shipping. Oh no, it's an Andazan.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as
Oh no,
merchant.
not quite an Andazan. Doesn't line up here. Keep going. Just another trawler.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
Right, let's upscope.
Upscope. Con, dive at 4-5 feet. Dive by.
Okay, so the closest target is bearing 088. So let's bring the periscope.
Downscope.
Oh,
Upscope.
bring the periscope to 088. Let's turn it to low light mode. 088. There he is. Let's mark him. Can I mark him? I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, I've tabbed out. What's my marking key? I'm pretty sure it was I. Does I not mark things now? Mark. Hello?
Oh,
What can I mark him?
yeah.
I don't know. Frodson. Cheers, you old Seawolf. Yeah, no worries. Why can't I mark him? Is it because I've got no... I'm certain that's the key. Hang on. Yeah, mark target. Okay, well I can't seem to mark this target. Maybe because he's too close? I've never seen that before, that's new. Okay, let's keep turning around. The next target is bearing 266. So let's swing the scope around to 266. No contacts on the horizon. We got no other close contacts, not really. Right. We're going
Raise
to
the radar mast.
raise the radar mast. We're going to get a much better solution on these guys.
Downscope.
Right. So let's see what we got here. Got lots of Scandinavian shipping here. Apparently there are vessels nearby. Are any of these hostile? None of them are hostile.
Lower the radar mast.
I feel like I should drop below the thermal layer and reach out on active sonar. What do we think? There's a whale, yeah, but there's no hostile contacts. Okay, dive. Take us down to 200 feet, 250 feet.
Make depth 250 feet. Dive by.
We're going to try reaching out on active sonar, see if we get a response. Hello, Chris, you alright? Get under the fishing vessel, it should mask your noise. We'll be alright for the
Con
moment.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 180. Contact faded.
This is likely the submarine wolf pack that we bumped into, and if it is, we're in trouble. I feel like I should just try and escape here. We've got no weapons to engage any hostile targets. This is a conundrum, to say the least. I've got no weapons. I can't do anything. Okay. Do we reach out on active sonar? What do we think we should do, chat? Should we just try and slink away? Because I can't detect anything at all. Or should we... Let's try changing our course slightly. Helm come right, 240.
Come right to 240. Helm I.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we should do. You think we should run? I don't have any torpedoes, you would run. Okay, we shall run then. Okay, in that case, dive, take us down 1,000 feet. We're going to go deep, and we're going to try and slink away.
Make depth 1,000 feet. Dive by.
Take us down to the bottom. Bring us ahead 5 knots, please. Maneuvering.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Take us down. Helm, bring us right. Bearing 275.
Come right to 275. Helm I.
Okay. No other contacts that I can see. Right, helm. Or sorry.
Con sonar, new
oh.
contact bearing 191. Designated Sierra 5.
Sierra 5, stand by. Oh, I think that's a submarine. I didn't mean to click on him, but yep, that's a submarine. Okay, Sierra 5. Who have we got lurking down here with us? Is it a Charlie class? Right, dive. Level off the boat at 600 feet. 600 feet.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive I.
Maneuvering, bring our speed down to 2 knots. 2 knots.
Make turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Dive level off the boat at 650 feet.
Make depth 650 feet. Dive I.
Okay, we got a very strong low end of the band here, but I've got nothing else on the high band. I think I've got a line here.
Con maneuvering.
And a line
making turns
here.
for 2 knots.
Just about. Hard to say. Keep tagging. See if we find anything that roughly matches. Not a Juliet. Not a Sierra. Victor? No. November? No. Kilo. That's the winner.
Con sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
So this is a very quiet 125 decibel submarine. 25,000 yards, if the sonar is to be believed. Comes equipped with test torpedoes and is running a low frequency passive system. It has no active sonar. Very interesting. Okay. What sonar saying his depth is? He's hovering about 500 feet. We can go well below that. Dive. Take us all the way down. Maximum depth 1,200 feet.
Make depth 1200 feet. Dive I.
We're going to come away from him without getting him in our baffles. So, helm, bring us right. Bearing 295.
Come right to 295. Helm aye.
Here we go. Turn those down there. We're going to get well below this guy. Total water depth is 1,900 feet. We need to get away from this guy, but we need to do it without him hearing us. Maneuvering. Step us up to 5 knots. 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
The test depth for this sub is 1,270 feet, I believe. 12... Something along the lines of that. It might even be 1,300 feet. Okay.
Con, helm, steady course.
Just keep letting it happen. He's going up. Well, relatively speaking, he's staying at 600 feet. I've got nothing I can engage this guy with. Absolutely nothing. We're going to stay nice and deep, and we're going to try and slink away. I don't really want to engage him. It's going to take us a long time, so I'm going to speed up time a little bit. Is he closing us? He's going up that way. Interesting.
Con, dive at 1200 feet. Dive I.
Target's at 7 knots. He's transiting up that way. He's actually closing.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3 bearing 172.
I don't want to be detected. We are at 20,000 yards, so we're going to go to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Are we detected? Yeah, we'll be
Con
detected, but we
maneuvering.
should be able to
Making
get
turns
away.
for 10 knots.
He's detected us, but we should be able to slink away. He's changing course. Okay.
Make turns for 1. Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Okay. He's coming right for us. Let's try and open up some distance on him.
Come
What's
right
his
to
top speed?
356. Helm aye.
Top speed is 25 knots. Our top speed is 25 knots. We're going to try. We can't engage him, so we've got to get away.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 1, bearing 095.
Okay, bring us a
Con
head
sonar
standard.
lost contact.
There we go. Bring us a head
Turns
standard.
for
20 knots.
5 knots.
Or 15
Maneuvering
knots.
eye.
Con sonar lost contact.
Con, helm, steady course.
Let's make it a head full, please. Maneuvering a head full. 20 knots.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering eye.
The plan here is to outpace him. In order for him to maintain an effective sonar solution on me, he has to be going slow. If he tries to keep up the speed
Making turns for
that I'm doing,
20 knots.
you can see here that our sonar array just doesn't operate at 20 knots, and neither will his. Which means if we can keep up the speed, we'll be able to get away from him. There's no point turning to get the contacts out of my baffles, because we're going too fast to detect anyone anyway. So we're going to stay at this speed, and we're just going to try and get out. Like I say, we're very low at the moment. Loud and noisy, yep, but I would stay quiet if we were trying to engage him. But at the moment, I have to just try and get away from him, initially. There's no doubt that he's tracking us, but we have to go. We can't sit here and wait for him to eventually pick us up on sonar. The only reason that I ended up stepping up to 10 knots and getting detected in the first place is because that he was making 7 knots and we were only making 5. Which means he was actually closing.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 100. Contact faded.
And with a low frequency sonar array like his, the closer he gets, the more dangerous it becomes, and the less chance we have to open distance. What's the reason not for just going 25 knots? For the sake that a head flank is much louder than a head full. Every knot is exponentially louder. So we're just going to hold on a head full for now. Not that he hasn't detected. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I suppose we could go ahead flank, considering we've already been detected. There's no doubt we've been detected. There's a 100% chance we've been detected. Because even though we're very deep, we are making a lot of noise running at 20 knots. Propeller like that chopping through the water in the way that it is, a hell of a lot of noise. You can see just how fast we're going by the small bubbles coming off the hull. You can appreciate that we're actually making a hell of a lot of noise, even at this depth. And we're being detected on it. Right, I am going to speed up time in an attempt to open the distance. Whoa, that is not good. So we've had a weapon fired at us. Okay, we're going to go up to a head flank.
Make turns for 25 knots. Maneuvering eye.
See, this is what happens when the game gives you a fucking hunter-killer mission. When you've got no torpedoes. What is going on? Right, okay. I've got a few choices here. He's quite far away. Estimated range. Yes, I know. Estimated range is about 24,000 yards. Now, a torpedo can definitely cover 24,000 yards. But we're just going to keep opening range for now. I'm going to speed up time. See where this torpedo comes from.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 25 knots.
Ah, here we go. We can escape. We're going to escape. Let's leave combat. Oh, and there was a tango as well that we didn't even detect. This was not your mission objective. I know, but we need to still get out. I need to get back down to Holy Lock to rearm. Looks like we've missed our submarine fleet coming in. There's pretty much no chance of us catching them without any torpedoes. And I need to change the weapons outfit on this ship rather drastically. So we're coming into port. There we go. Upon report, you are immediately called to the Admiral's office, where he congratulates you on superior leadership on tactics. And I've given a fucking clip around the ear for sending us on a mission without any fucking torpedoes. Right, we need to reload desperately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload the T-lambs, because fuck T-lambs. I'm going to unload my UGMs, and I'm just going to take 4 anti-ship missiles. We're not going to take any UGMs with us. We're just going to take the 4 TASMs. We're going to take, I think, 3 MOSSs, and then we're going to literally take the rest as Mark 48s. Here we go, newspaper clipping. East invades Norway. This morning, Warsaw Pact troops crossed the border into Norway. Spearhead divisions surged directly towards major bridges, railway crossings, and airfields in what seemed to be a well-prepared and orchestrated attack. Disturbing rumours of executions of journalists and local politicians in northern Norway are circulating in the wake of the Soviet invasion. Moscow has not yet commented in detail, but referred to the instruction of all armed personnel, referred to the instruction of all armed personnel to follow all conventions regarding the laws of war. NATO and Warsaw Pact's forces seem to be evenly matched. Both sides are making frantic efforts to gain the initiative. Dominance of the Atlantic still hangs in the balance, as both sides have suffered losses during the past few days. Okay, I've still got to sort myself out here. There's no way I can do anything else. I've got to re-outfit with torpedoes. And then we're going to fill up the rest. There we go. So we've got plenty of those. 4 TASMs. It's cast off. Looks like they've just transited the Guick Gap. I might end up losing them. Let's see if we can't chase them. Where have they gone? They're up here somewhere. They might be going to Spitzberg. Difficult to say. There they are. Right, we're going to intercept them. We got him. We got him. Okay, we managed to catch up with them. Captain, we have new sonar contact bearing 015. Looks like we just about managed to rearm before they got through the Iceland Strait there. Whew, God, okay, that was bad. Right, we just got them. Normally you fail missions like that, so we're very lucky. EXO reports that our depth 600 feet, we're making 20 knots. We're in pursuit. Local conditions are clear with a very light duct. Yeah, clear, light air. I think what time is it? 1900 hours, so it is, what is that, 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock in the evening? It certainly is. Right, let's see what's
On
going
sonar,
on.
lost contact. Last bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rig ship for silent running. Last contact bearing
Con, sonar,
15.
new contact bearing 083. Designated Sierra 1.
Sierra 1, copy that. Looks like we've got some surface shipping
Con,
here.
sonar, new contact bearing 016. Designated Sierra 2.
Yep, some kind of
Con,
trawler.
sonar, new contact bearing 033. Designated Sierra 3.
Sierra 2 looks suspicious as fuck. Let's track this target. Who are you, sir? Romeo class. Copy that.
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Not quite Juliet. No, definitely not Juliet. Not Kilo. Tango.
Con, sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
So we've got Tango and Romeo class submarines in the water with us today. Yes, yeah, I'm pretty happy with those. Let's double check. Trawler, yep. And yep. Okay, so Tango and Romeo class submarines. Let's see what we got here. So the Tango, very quiet submarine, has low frequency passive sonar. Should be fine from that for now, based on whether its range is accurate or not. And then we've also got the Romeo class, which is also very quiet but has worse sonar equipment. So the Tango is the primary threat, as it has better detection equipment. We should be nice and, I say relatively well hidden actually. We're nearly detected from the Romeo because of how close we've landed to it. Nearly 5,000 yards. Manoeuvring, bring us down to 3 knots.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I mean, considering we sort of entered combat going at full pelt, we might have already been detected, bear in mind.
Con,
Let's check the
maneuvering,
depth.
Making turns for 3 knots.
Okay, we're going to want to get below this guy as best we can, so dive, take us down to 1,000 feet.
Make depth 1000 feet. Dive I.
We want to change depth. He's brushing past us. Copy that. Check signature. It's not too bad. Okay. Down we go. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. It's quite quiet water here as well. Sonar solution on the Romeo is improving big style. He's literally just out here somewhere. Just out there. Sonar solution 77% and improving. 80%? Yeah, he's right on top of us. We're lucky we didn't get detected initially. I should be able to get into the Romeo's baffles. You are absolutely correct. The Tango's distance is just updated as well. There is now a difference between the two targets of about 4,000 yards. That's about accurate. Okay, where's the target? He should be now tracking. There he is. He just let off a burst of cavitation that gave his position away. Looks like the Tango's about to be accurate as well. All I have to do here is stay low and slow and plink along without being detected. We're nearly down at 1,000 feet. Maneuvering 2 knots, 2 knots.
Make turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering I.
We've just got to slink on by.
Con
Hope for the
maneuvering.
best.
Making turns for 2 knots.
I believe now the Tango, yep, set a full solution. That's okay. So we've got them dead to rights now. We've nailed them to a board. We know where they are. Now we just got to shoot at them. Now, the way they've got their formation set up means that there is... I cannot get into the contact's baffles. So instead what I'm thinking of doing is firing now so that they have to scramble quickly and go ahead flank and lose detection of me. They're currently up at about 300, 400 feet, whereas the Tango is a little bit deeper, but I can sink the boat to get the torpedoes to go right over me. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to point the targets. Come right to 036, please, maneuvering, or helm even.
Come right to 036. Helm I.
To reduce my active sonar cross signature, or my cross section. There we go, barely detectable through high frequency active. And I'm going to fire 2 weapons. One at the Romeo and one at the Tango. They are both quiet, so I'm going to run them as active homing weapons.
Con sonar new contact bearing 008. Designated Sierra 4.
Sierra 4 standby. Let's track this one. Sierra 4 unknown. Looks like another submarine standby. Hello, you bastard. Who are you? Foxtrot.
Con sonar Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine.
Foxtrot class submarine. We got a 3rd addition to the fleet. Okay, so we're going to have to wait before firing until we can identify exactly where the Foxtrot is.
Con, dive at 1000 feet. Dive I.
Can't I? Con
Keep
copies
the
last.
change, you filthy animal.
Whoa, Sto!
Really like the diversity in your streams. Heading off soon, but here is some drinks of your choice on me. Keep it up, you.
Oh, thanks very much, man. Oh, you've going all soppy on me. Oh, cheers, mate. Fucking hell. Oh, you can say, yeah. So yeah, thanks very much for that. It's very kind. I'm going to put my glasses on. Feel I've earned it. Right. Let's see. Sonar solution on Sierra 4,
Con,
Foxtrot.
helm, steady
Class.
course.
Can't I? Is... Yeah, range is 27,000 yards. So target solution is now 58%. Based on how tight of a formation the other 2 Sierras are holding, I do not think that he's that far away. Ah, see, look at that bastard. He's pointing us. Absolute motherfucker. We are rigging. We're on silent right, so we have to cuss him quietly. Fucking. 63%. He's pointing right at us. I don't think he's got good. Look, to be honest, it's now or never, really. I can fire 2 weapons to deal with the close contacts and then go after the Foxtrot afterwards. What do we think? Cool. Cold Waters ASMR. I'm having a hard time deciding. We're going to wait for the sonar solution of the Foxtrot to run all of the way up the flagpole before we fire. Now, the Sturgeon here only has enough fire control systems for 2 wire-guided weapons, which means one of the weapons, if I fire 3, has to be unguided. If I fire 3, which I won't, I shall only fire 2 at the close-range targets initially. Okay. The Romeo's changing course. And so should we, actually. Helm, bring us left, bearing 077, or sorry, 007, I should say.
Come left to 007. Helm aye.
Okay. Now, we're going to be firing out at the right side of the boat here. Again, 1080p, but low bitrate. You should be able to see the torpedo tubes here. If I fire from tube 1, it's going to come out of this torpedo tube just here. Again, you can barely see. I can barely see it, so you can barely see it either. There's a torpedo tube right there. I don't want it to come out of that torpedo tube because the target we're tracking is there, and if it has to go round the front of the boat like that, it's probably going to break the wire. So we want to fire from tubes 2 and tubes 4 in order to try and maintain the wire for as long as possible. So we'll set weapon 1 back to passive, and we'll set weapon 4 to homing in an attempt to maintain the wire. Here we go. Sonar solution on the Foxtrot has just improved, but the Tangos has reduced. Interesting. Have we been made? No, we're all still undetected for the moment. Right. We're going to get ready to fire now. To fire from basically hidden. We're undetected. Not in anyone's baffles, but undetected. So we're going to let some torpedoes go, and we're going to have to deal with the incoming weapons. So, firing point procedures on the bearing of Sierra 2 and Sierra 3. Bearing 043, range to enable 4,400 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube, I think this is 3 even, this is tube 3 and... Sorry, I beg your pardon, this is tube 3 and 4. Fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Firing point procedures on the bearing of Sierra 3, launch transient, bearing 036. Range to enable 8,500 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Weapons away and running normally. Helm, bring us up to 5 knots.
Launch
5
transient
knots.
from Sierra 4.
Sierra 4 has let go another salvo of torpedoes here.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
Helm, bring us right, bearing 025.
Come right to 025. Helm aye.
By control, activate tube 3. How do I activate a weapon again? 4? No. Hang on. How do I activate a weapon? I've actually totally forgotten. How do we fire it early? There we go. Ah, like that. Okay, so weapon 3 is now active and tracking on the Romeo class, or it will be. We've got it lined up for the Romeo
Steady
class.
course.
Incoming weapons. We've got at least 3 incoming weapons. None of them have activated yet. He's somewhere up here. So we're going to adjust the weapon slightly. Adjust firing point procedures on weapon 4.
Con, fire control. Weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. I bearing 040. Range 8,200 yards. Weapon adjusted. We've now got a sonar solution on the Romeo. We're now tracking that target. There goes our other weapon. No visual on any incoming weapons yet. They'll be coming in just behind this target. Unknown on how shallow or deep the retaliating fire is. Helm, bring us left, bearing 0, 0, 0.
Come left to
Oh.
0, 0, 0. Helm I.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, Sierra, bore, is cavitating.
Stand by. Weapon identified. Incoming snaking search.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. Aye. Weapons have activated and are going into what looks to be an active search. We've got more weapons coming down this way. Dive deeper. Bring us down to 1,250 feet.
Depth 1250 feet. Dive
1250. Aye.
Con, helm, steady course.
Let's have a look. Making 13 knots. Making 10 knots. 13, 10 knots, 10 knots, 13 knots. None of these guys are moving slow enough in order to be able to detect me. All of them cannot detect me at the moment. All they can do is fire at my last known bearing and transient.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 5, 8.
Still tracking the target. We've got a solid solution on this Sierra 3. We knew roughly where he was
Keep
anyway.
the change, you filthy animal.
Oh shit, cheers man.
Comrade Captain, you are ordered to slaughter the Soviet humpbacks and return their blubber for oil production. Hope all is well, mate. Apparently Noir is on sale for $9. About to start my first case,
Sonar,
boyo.
Sierra,
Oh
bore,
man,
is
good luck.
cavitating.
Holy shit, good man. Right, activate weapon 4. Set it on a direct search. Let's realign weapon 3. It seems to have gotten a little bit lost in the enemy's sonar field. Stand by. It
Con
seems to be
sonar,
retracting the
noisemaker,
target.
bearing 0,
He's
6,
dropping some
3.
breadcrumbs. The weapon's still searching for him though.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Weapon countermeasure homing. Let's steer weapon 3 back onto the target. Let's countermand the sonar search.
Con,
There
fire
we go.
control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. You've got no sonar there, Monfrey.
Con, dive at
This is gonna hit home.
1250 feet. Dive high.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 0, 6, 5. Contact breaking up.
And we're just coasting underneath these torpedoes here. Helm, bring us right. Bearing 041.
Come right to 0, 4, 1. Helm I.
They're searching too shallow. We're much deeper than they were expecting.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired, aye. Weapon 4 has found the tango. Right, with weapons, with weapon 3 now extinguished, or sorry, now used, sorry, or used up, we're going to use the wire that has now been re-spooled. Well, not re-spooled, but well, we've now got a spare wire. In short, so we're going to fire that on the bearing of the Foxtrot Sierra 4. So, firing point procedures. Bearing 016.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 5, 0.
Thank you very much.
Con, helm, steady course.
Shut up! Firing point procedures, bearing 016, range to enable, 8,000... Let's
Con,
go,
fire
step it
control,
up.
weapon acquired.
8,000, sorry, bearing 013, range to enable 10,400 yards. Ship ready, tube ready.
Yeah.
So much noise! Bearing, yeah, fire, go, 2-1, make it happen.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Lost the wire, it's on
Con
passive
sonar,
search.
noisemaker, bearing
What can you do?
0, 5, 0.
Perfect, yeah, thank you very much, Azur. Cheers, mate.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon 4's on the move. Let's reload tube 1.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Let's track tube 4. There we go. Tube 4's still on the move, doing a good job. It's active search. He's now point. This is tricky for him. He could be in trouble here. Oh yeah, he's giving it the broadside. He's in big trouble. He hasn't pulled a successful maneuver. He's changing depth though, maybe it will miss him.
Yeah.
He's tucking the tail down. It's not enough.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 049.
Perfect. Junior as well. Thank you very much, Freunen. Cheers, bro. They're sinking out. Excellent. Right. Now all we need to do is wait for this weapon to find its mark. Let's speed up time a little bit.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Tube 1 ready, aye. Let's see how this weapon does in searching for the Foxtrot. It should find him. The Foxtrots can only pull 12 knots. 13 knots. This should find him. I'm hoping to God it finds him. 14 knots, he's speeding up. Go on, get him, lad. He's detected something. Going into circular search for some reason? What's the depth of the Foxtrot? Conditions. It's at 300 feet. What are you searching for? I don't think I put you in circular search. I don't think I set you to run shallow either. What are you looking at? That's the target, you nana. Looks like he detected him for a moment and now he's gotten lost. Yep. This is what happens when you lose the wire. Right, we've got a dud weapon. Ready to fire again. Firing point procedures. Tube 1. Bearing 021. Active search. Sorry, bearing 025. Range to enable 14,900
torpedo
yards.
room, tube 4 ready.
Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. Righto. Let's speed up time. Run the weapon to its mark. Average runtime of these torpedoes is about 17 minutes. We're also getting quite close to our own Mark 48 here, so let's change course. Helm, come right. Bearing 080.
Come right to 081. Helm I.
081. That's fine.
Con, helm, steady course.
Just stay out of range of our own Mark 48. He's trying to get away, but I'm not having it. Right, activate the weapon. Set it on a straight search. When the weapon is active, it moves faster. It cuts faster through the water at the cost of fuel.
Con, fire control. Weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. There we go. This weapon shouldn't lose him. It's got an active warhead. Unless you go into a circular search, like some kind of Egypt. Why does it do that? Why is it going into a circular search? Game. I guess that's just how it gains, I don't want to say altitude, but gains depth. Let's see if it picks up the target again. No, you see, this is exactly how we lost the last one. You stupid. That's exactly how we lost the last Foxtrot. Maybe it's because he's skirting the thermal layer like this, it's confusing the sonar. But we've got him now. Let's have a look. Go on, let's cut to the good stuff.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 023.
It's a scary sound that for the other submarine captain. He's not going to be able to outmaneuver this. He's not changing depth quickly enough. He might be able to get another countermeasure off, but it's going to be close.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing
Just.
024.
I'm not going to steer it in on him. Oh, just in time, you motherfucker. He's turning in. He's doing the right thing. He's going slow. He's giving it 30 degrees right rudder. He's going for he's going for an outmaneuver. I'm not having that. I am going to turn the weapon manually in on you, you absolute pikey. Where is he? He's somewhere down here. He's somewhere to the right. Come on, get... Oh, there he is. We're going to find you, you motherfucker.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 025.
Get up there. Come here, you bastard. Get him.
Con,
Yes.
sonar lost contact. Sierra,
Absolute
4,
piss
last
take.
bearing,
Really well
0,
driven.
2, 5, contact breaking up.
But, alas, we can play this game like like an absolute cheese and just steer the weapon into him. Cool. Right, so he's down, and that should be all close contacts in the area. It certainly is. Let's leave combat. Okay, after action reports. Enemies engaged 3 times Romeo. Sorry, 3 times submarine. Times 1 Romeo, times 1 Tango, times 1 Foxtrot. Weapons remain 12 MK48 torpedoes and the rest. No system damage. Mission update. There we go. So we did find the right fleet. Somebody told me how you pronounce this. Comsublant? Comsublant? Somebody told me how you pronounce this and I've forgotten. We'll just call him Sublant. Comsublant. Comsublant? Ah, words. Was very happy to hear about your recent success, Commander. The Soviets should be aware that the Atlantic is our waters, and that any attempt to operate in it will be forcefully dealt with. The excellent work of you and your crew is what gets that message across. Well done, and stand by for further orders. Comsinkland, that's right, Comsinkland. It doesn't have a K in it. Hello, Rusu, you alright? Cool, let's continue. Excellent, so we get our newspaper clipping. Wolves driven off, 2nd of December 1984. Incidents involving attacks on transatlantic convoys by hostile submarines in and around Grimika have rapidly diminished. An anonymous spokesperson suggested increased NATO submarine operations in the area are a contributing factor. However, the Pentagon has refrained to comment on submarine operations. Without the threat of attack submarines, transatlantic crossings are becoming more frequent and more efficient while suffering fewer casualties and losses. Make it up as you go along, I guess. If this improved influx of supplies and war materials can be sustained, NATO forces will be in a position to take the fight all of the way back to the Iron Curtain. Perfect. So they've instantly handed off another mission to us. Tactical situation. Intelligence has discerned a pattern to movements of enemy at-sea replenishment tankers and tenders. A small enemy force, including 1 or 2 of these ships, is expected to sail from Archangel shortly for a rendezvous near the North Norwegian coast. You are ordered to find and sink this group before it completes its replenishment of enemy forces. You may also get a chance at the enemy submarines this group intends to support, but the tenders and tankers are the mission target. Primary objective: locate and sink enemy replenishment tankers and tenders. Secondary objective: locate and sink any enemy submarines nearby if possible. Avoid detection, and we are ROE yellow, which means we are weapons free on designated targets only. So we can't go around sinking everything, just the targets. Maintain radio silence until otherwise directed. Copy that. So we need to get to the North Norwegian coast. They're going to be setting off from Archangel down there.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Oh shit.
I also still can't believe you're younger than me. I need to re-roll some stats or something for a voice like butter.
Like, but I don't know. See, this is the weird thing. Like, my voice doesn't sound that good to me because I've lived with it forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound that good. It feels to me like I'm almost like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an ear for my accent. It's kind of this weird sort of brummy, well-spoken mashup. Don't ask me where it came from. Oh, shit. Any Danes in? We got any Danes in the chat? Denmark defeated. Shock and horror follows in the wake of the Soviet invasion of Denmark. Despite heroic efforts by this news reporter attempting to read the daily headline, Denmark's armed forces, the sheer brute force of the ruthless count to 5 on your fingers, Joe. Communist intruders could not be stopped. The balancing of forces leaves a question mark regarding the outcome of the war. The war at sea remains unsettled as both sides maintain maritime presence in important areas. There we go. So we've lost Denmark. And also my fucking screen dimmer's coming on again. Why? Every time. Cool. Right, so we're still waiting for the fleet to come through. Near the North Norwegian coast, we've not got any close contacts that we can see. Enemy anti-submarine warfare, so I think these are called Maritime Air Patrols, MAPs. No MAP detection of any surface vessels coming out of the Barents Sea yet. We're just going to wait. Oh, well, we missed them. Resupply vessels reported as moving out of the area. Well, they didn't come near the North Norwegian coast. Yep, fair enough. Enemy submarines have been resupplied. Reds reload. 5th of December. Military analysts have confirmed that Soviet submarines have torpedo and missile replenishment capability while at sea. The enemy's ability to keep fully armed ships and submarines stationed throughout the war zone poses a significant threat to NATO shipping and overall control of the region. Congress today made calls for additional air and naval resources to be immediately deployed into the North Atlantic and Norwegian Sea. And this is the dig at us. Existing patrol coverage of the theatre is clearly insufficient to locate and prevent crucial Soviet activities. Which, can we be frank, can we be fair, our MAPs, Maritime Air Patrols, did not pick up any surface shipping. Which means, yes, clearly the coverage of the theatre is insufficient. One submarine is not enough to sink the entire Soviet Navy. Go figure. Okay. We've got a new mission then. Tactical situation. Intelligence estimates indicate that enemy Spetsnaz commandos will land from submarine in the vicinity of Oslo within the next week. You are ordered to intercept and eliminate them before they land. Primary objective. Locate and sink the enemy submarines transporting Spetsnaz commandos. Secondary objective. Locate and sink any escorting submarines if possible. Avoid detection, and we are rules of engagement. Warning yellow. Weapons free on designated targets only. And we are to maintain radio silence until otherwise directed. Cool. Let's carry on course. So, Oslo. Question is, are they going to dispatch from sort of Leningrad down there, or are they going to go all the way around? I guess we'll wait for them in the shallows down by Bergen here and see what's going on. We'll catch them down here somewhere before the water gets really shallow. Or just sit and wait. We should have MAPs detecting them. That's it. They're trying to land in Oslo. They want to get some information on the Oslo naval base there. Here they come. Yeah, we can intercept them now. This is them. They're hugging the coast. Trying to keep it low and slow. Let's dig in. Let's take it slow towards them. There we are. Okay, Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 4, designate Sierra 1. EXO reports depth 150 feet, heading 032, speed is 5 knots. Local conditions are scattered with a gentle breeze, with a strong surface duct and thermal layer 186 feet below the surface. Orders are to orders are all hands to battle stations and to rig ship for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Now we've got a missing torpedo from Tube 1, but it's not too bad. Sonar, take a sounding. Total water depth 483 feet. Sierra 1 is detected with 19% target solution. Okay, let's begin IDing the target. Typically these are Foxtrot class submarines, so we'll see if there's any cause to believe that. Let's check out the Foxtrot. It's not a Foxtrot. It's not a whiskey. It's an additional contact. It's not a Charlie. Victor 1. Victor 1.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay. Total water conditions are 84 decibels, not too bad. We're going to just tiptoe below the thermal layer, see what's going on. So dive, make depth 250 feet.
Make depth 250 feet, dive high.
Right. Yeah, 483, yeah, it's not terrible. We have seen worse, you are right. Let's just dip below the thermal layer here. See? Yep, there we go. They're operating below the layer.
6, designated Sierra 2.
Copy that, Sierra 2. Let's begin identification of Sierra 2. I'm willing to hedge bets this is our Foxtrot. Or our whiskey. Yep, looks like a whiskey. We'll mark it as a whiskey.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
They are very close to us. Very, very close. A mere 5,000 yards at this point. Okay, bring us up to 200 feet, please, Helm. Or maneuver.
Make depth 20
Dive even,
0
dive.
feet, dive I.
Bring us up 200. That would be cool, though, miss. I'm trying to stay in sort of the dark zone just below the thermal layer here. Interesting. Here we are. We are in about the right spot here. Just below the thermal layer. This is the best possible place you can be in to remain undetected.
0 feet, dive I.
Whiskey class. No, I've just fucked up Sierra 1's designation. It's definitely a Victor 1 from the looks of things. That Victor 1 is really close. 5,000 yards, are you kidding? He's pulling 8 knots. Total detection is -7. What about the Whiskey? What's the sonar solution on him? 38%. He hasn't got a fucking chance in hell in detecting us, so we just need to deal with the Victor in very due time. The only reason we can be this close to a Victor 1 and remain undetected is because we are abusing the thermal layer and surface duct. I believe there is a place just in a pocket below the surface duct, known as like the dead zone or the quiet zone. And if you go in there, that is probably one of the safest places you can be from enemy sonar. Just about. Not even vulnerable, but there's almost a pocket where noise gets trapped and allows you to really abuse enemy sonar and their weaknesses. Cool. Cool goddamn beans. The Shadow Zone, that's the word, yes. The Shadow Realm. Cool. Target is now -5, low frequency. He is a mere 4,000. We are 4,000 yards away from a Victor 1 nuclear attack submarine. Holy shit. It's I wouldn't say it's about the same in basically, if our ship didn't have the towed array, we would be very equally set against this Victor 1. Literally the biggest deciding factor here in detection is the sonar array that we're dragging behind us out of this exhaust looking thing, and that is allowing us to detect the Victor 1 relatively easily without being counter detected ourselves. Let's ready tube 2, ready for shooting at the target at the drop of a hat. Really, anything could happen. These are mere 4,000 yards away. Ideal situation here is to slip into the contact's baffles. Without a towed array, we can essentially hide from him. Now, somebody asked me a while back, can you hide from a target that has a towed array? And I think originally I said no, because obviously the sonar covers behind them, but that is not true. The sonar array also has a blind spot to the front of it, caused again by the propeller, the noise of the submarine that's towing it. Now, while the cone behind the what would classify as a contact's baffles is much quieter, there is still that dead zone. It does still exist. Here we go. Sierra 1, fully marked and targeted. Where exactly is he? He's somewhere. There he is. Definitely looks to be a Victor, and just looking at the back of it, definitely looks to be a Victor 1. The difference between the Victor 1 and, say, the Victor 3, yep, definitely a Victor 1, is this thing. If I can show you. A Victor 3 is a little bit longer and has this thing on the back, which looks like looks like a prop from Nuka World. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's the towed array, the Soviet towed array system for their submarines. So the Victor 1 here is actually a bit of a blessing to be fighting against. It's quite a... now, I wouldn't call it primitive, it's a bit unfair on it, but it's definitely not as advanced as its cousins, as its brothers. Okay. Low frequency passive sonar of his is now at -3. Maneuvering, bring us down to 3 knots.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Do I know all this from playing the game? I know this from watching
Maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
watching another streamer who also plays this game. His name is Jive Turkey, and I thoroughly recommend watching him if you're looking to learn more about cold waters, because he was an actual submariner on a 688 NATO ballistic. I think it's not a nuclear attack submarine. The 688 is a ballistic missile submarine. I'm not sure, but the 688, the Los Angeles class. Yeah, he actually served on one, and so he knows a lot more about submarines than I do, as some, bum that works in a shop from the Midlands. So yeah. Same role as my boat. Lovely. We're starting to get behind him now. The plan is to literally just brush past him like the blades of a fan, just cut past through the air, or through the water in this case, and get behind him. Once this contact, sort of electronic contact system here, ticks over to -50 and -50, we can safely fire a weapon from the contact's baffles. But until then, we are in the sort of the amber zone. We're not quite on red alert, but we're definitely on yellow alert here. And if he gets much closer, we'll be on brown alert. Yeah, definitely. Although it looks like no, he's still closing range. We're literally just slicing past him. The whiskey class is going the other way, but he's crap. He's like ancient World War II era kind of submarine, or just post World War II. It is a nuclear attack submarine, good to know. Nuclear powered, not nuclear weapon capable. Oh, I thought it was, yeah. I didn't think it was a nuclear attack submarine. I'm talking out my arse here. Is brown alert when you poo your pants in fear? I save only the scariest situations for brown alert, but we are much closer to a Victor class submarine than I would like to be. He still has no idea we're here as well. He hasn't detected us, which is nice. Ever read Red Storm Rising? No, I haven't read Red Storm Rising. Haven't read Red Storm Rising. No. Should definitely though. Should definitely. I've been told is good book. Tomahawk only, it says Tomahawk missiles only. That would accurately reflect what we have here, or at least the 688's weapon outfit does only allow for Tomahawks, both TASM and TLAM, which is Tomahawk anti-ship missile and Tomahawk land attack missile, 2 different types of Tomahawks. The Tomahawk that you are most acquainted with, the Tomahawk missile, if you've played any sort of, generic modern war FPS, chances are, sorry, not FPS, but a strategy game, you've probably had access to Tomahawk missiles in some measure. That is the classic TLAM, land attack missile. We don't actually have any of those loaded at the moment. We have only got the anti-ship, simply because we don't fancy the UGMs. These two basically do the same job. This one's got more whack and costs more money, but yeah. Who gives a shit? Are you going to sink that submarine with 110 sailors on it? He is actually only at about 300 feet, which means he is twice as shallow as his escape depth, which means, yeah, he can quite easily get the crew. Well, apart from, unless, there's absolutely catastrophic flooding as a result of the torpedo breaching the hull, which there almost certainly will be, but any survivors can rest assured that if they are close enough to the escape hatches, they can get to the surface with relative ease. As I say, the escape equipment goes up, can be launched from 600 feet, and he's sitting pretty at about 350. Whale sinking simulator. I'm just the whale killer. That's it. I'm just the whale killing guy now. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like all I do now is sink whales for a living. It's all I do. UGM is better at beating CIWS compared to the TASM. I've had mixed results. Both just seem to get absolutely annihilated by the Swiss system. So yeah, it's not great. Boaty whale. Right. We're just brushing past each other now. Range to the whiskey is still reasonable. It's only 11,000 yards. We're doing okay here. All is well thus far. As you can see, the whiskey is a right sack of shit. At the moment, it will only have the 4 torpedo tubes actually loaded at the moment. For the most part, it's going to have a lot of the weapons removed to make room for the Spetsnaz commandos, because as you'd typically imagine, they don't make any spare space on a submarine. They don't have, oh yeah, you can sleep in the spare room, you and your 40, highly armed, fully decked out, fully kitted soldiers. Yeah, we've got some spare beds in the back. They have to make room for like a commando, like assault team or whatever, however many it may be. And they have to get rid of the weapons as a result of that, which means this ship here is probably only carrying 4 at maximum set 65 torpedoes, which means if we fires them in a spread, we'll basically be fine. It's the Seawiss, not the Swiss. Close enough. Close enough. Not close enough. 40 sounds like an FK armor mission, it does. What's the minimum crew size for a sub like that? The minimum crew size for a whiskey says here 54 crew. That's the standard. And the Victor class here is packing 110, as it is again, technically much more advanced submarine. Okay. We are nearly all the way past the target. I want to open up a little bit more range first before swinging around and stabbing it in the ass. Whale sighted. No. Just ticking along here, waiting for everything to get ready. What is going on? Not a massive amount, I'll be honest. Just have a nibble. Oh. Delicious. I just get up, walk away. It's not too big of a deal. Do you know what I mean? I've actually got a carton of apple juice here. Like, do you know the ones that you used to get for school? I went and found them. And yeah, they're great. So I've got a juice box with me for any Americans in. Apple juice. I feel like in any way that I can hang on to my youth, this is going to be it. It's going to be hanging on to the sippy cups and the juice boxes. Any essential mods for this game? I'm actually running vanilla at the moment. More playable subs is pretty good, but it doesn't have a huge modding scene, this game. Pretty much the only mod that I've actually used is the more playable subs, and that's pretty good. At the moment we're not using it because it seems to be a little bit on the rough side, but hey ho. Yeah, that's it, Nemit. My youth has made me hate apple juice, fair enough. Turning 21 soon, I think I'd rather have chocolate milk than beer. Right. We are now going to attempt the turn, inverted commas. So, help.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, bro. Oh, God, look at that. Fucking hell. Hits me with the sippy cup and then the sub. Holy shit. Thank you very much, Nemit. Cool. Let's bring us left. Helm. You know the word. You know, whatever. 353. Do the rest.
Come left to 3, 5.
I totally forgot what I was saying. Fantastic. Ah. Okay. So we're going to be in between the boats very shortly. All we have to do is just stay on the straight and narrow. We can fire from both of their fucking baffles, to be honest. I forgot which word you were using halfway through the word. I don't know. Seriously, I'm going to be in trouble. Like, if I... what am I going to be like if I get Alzheimer's or something? Fuck me. I'm going to have... after my first diagnosis a day, I'm going to be fucking... I'm going to be asleep in the garden, you know, with my underwear on my head. More so than I do already. I'm going to be hopeless if my memory ever goes. What are the buffles? The balfals? God only knows, Niv. Or Nivision, I should say. But if you were asking me what the baffles were, I'm being pedantic. The baffles are a blind spot. If you imagine this motherfucker here, you don't have to, because I can bring him up. Beg your pardon. This guy up here, you can see this big plate that wraps around the front here. That is his sonar array. Basically what it does... Sorry, I've now got indigestion from that. Indigestion from apple juice. What is going on? Yeah, it's one of those. I'm going to be I can be whatever I want to be when I'm older, because I'm going to be in a home. I can... If you can imagine it, it's yours. Right, yeah, so anyway, basically that's his sonar array here, and you'll note, evidently, it doesn't look behind him. And the reason it doesn't look behind him, it's not some, you know, it's not a design oversight from the people who made the submarine. It's for the simple fact that when your propeller's running, the sonar can't hear anything beyond the propeller because your own engine is contaminating the noise that it's detecting. So behind every submarine there is a blind spot of sorts, literally a blind spot that if we look over here, we're creeping into now. And essentially, once we are in that blind spot, we will be able to fire a weapon without him really ever knowing it was coming, unless it's right on top of him, in which case it's probably already too late. So cool. Is there a mod for the Kursk? Yeah, this mod's for the... It's not called the Kursk, it's called the Oscar-class submarine, which is what NATO designated it. It does have a Russian designation, object something something, as they liked to do. Yeah, the Oscar class, as it is known by NATO, yes, is in the game, but you need to use the more playable subs mod to access it. Yeah, it's Cold Waters is set in the Resident Evil universe. Umbrella Corp. Correct, yep, the Red October's in there, and that is called the Red October, which is nice. Okay, we're at -9 now, so Helm, bring us back up to 5 knots or manoeuvring.
Make turns for 5 knots, maneuvering aye.
So we're coming back up to 5 knots now. We're getting into the target's baffles. It's taken a little while, this one, but we are sort of dancing on the edge of a knife, so we have to be careful. Speaking of the edge of a knife, if you're just getting here, apologies if you came at any point in the last day to look for my Divinity stream where I'm playing the Shadow Blade with Soviet and Digby and that. It's gone. I really don't know. Somebody told me on Discord that they saw me tweet and then asked me if I didn't stream, and I was like, yeah bro, I streamed it. And they said, well, it's not on, and lo and behold, the VOD isn't there. I literally have no idea. I not a clue. Like, I haven't changed anything, it just didn't save, so, luckily though, obviously, because we were playing co-op, inverted commas, no, I was carrying pretty hard, I seem to remember, except for the end boss fight. I'm getting absolutely high 5 fiddle-dee-dee in the end boss fight. I'm getting fucked. Like, like badly. But what can you do? Bing, 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 bing. We have entered the contact baffles. Perfect. Right, we're going to get ready then. Helm, bring us left, bearing 313.
Come left to 313. Helm I.
Digby's VOD is gone as well. Oh, it's going to have to be Womble then. Hopefully his VOD's still there. Otherwise, otherwise that whole Divinity stream will be you had to be there moment, which is a shame. Did you have a look at respecking? Sorry, respecking after you ended the stream. I did. I had a look at respecking, and there is a type of build. So we are playing a Shadow Blade, and our party is lacking range. But some janky motherfucker on the internet has made what he calls an assassin build. So typically the stabby thing that we're doing at the moment. Yes, okay, that's technically an assassin,
Helm. Steady course.
as we would know it. But it is a Shadow Blade build. That's what it is. The Shadow Blade class is what's going on there. However, and the however is, the assassin build utilises the bow and arrow and the daggers. The idea is that you're meant to cycle between the two during combat. So you use a bow primarily as your opener, because the bow has a few very strong spells and allows you to start at range and at least pump some damage down onto the targets. And then once that's all happened, you then toggle to the knives and go in for some, sneaky backstabs. You're primarily still in a Shadow Blade because you use mostly scoundrel skills, but you have some ranged as well in the form of the bow, which is nice because there are a couple of really high damage spells that utilise quite nicely with stealth, particularly the Assassinate spell, which I think flat out doubles your damage or gives you an extra 50% damage if you fire it from stealth. Which, if you're stealthed on high ground, is fucking the money shot. Do you know what I mean? So that's going to be good. But again, we're not playing Divinity until next Wednesday now, because Messi is in the UK, which means she's not at her computer. Digby and Messi are sorting out their house, or their new house. I think I've yapped on for long enough. I think we can sink the victor now. So, in terms of that, let's see if we're in the baffles of the other one. No, but we're still very, very sort of undetected, if you like. So, let's get ready. Firing point procedures on the bearing of Sierra 1, bearing 247, range to enable 5,300 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire, tube 2.
Cons, fire control, we've lost the wire.
We've lost the wire. You will note that the Victor 1 has not gone active. Normally, when you fire a torpedo, a ship will immediately go active and start evasive manoeuvres. We, however, are not. We are now going to turn, bearing 045.
Come right to 045. Helm I.
And we're now going to slink away. We are also going to release from silent running and come... can we increase our speed? No, we've only just got a sonar solution on the Whiskey, so we're going to have to stay running quietly, otherwise we risk losing him. Reload tubes 1 and tubes 2 with Mark 48 torpedoes. The Victor 1 is now turning. It's making a course adjustment. It looks like he's likely going to detect the weapon coming in, and he's going to freak the fuck out. Let's see what he does. If we see this propeller speed up like big time styly. Helm, bring us left 002.
Come left to 002. Helm I.
I don't want to lose this contact in my baffles, so I want to keep pointing him. He did not hear the launch transient, which means he might not detect the Mark 48 until it's very close. He's now coming all the way down. 4 knots.
Con, sonar, launch
There we go,
transient
he's
from
detected it.
Sierra 1.
He's fired a weapon pretty much straight at us. Not quite straight at us. Right. Helm, bring us
Helm.
left.
Steady course.
In fact, yeah, okay. Bring us left, bearing
Come left
196.
to 196. Helm.
Bring us a head flank. In
Make
fact, bring
turn.
us right,
Con,
bearing
sonar,
130.
We are cavitating.
Dive, take us down. 350
Make
feet.
depth 350 feet. Dive by.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 0, 0, 7. Contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 2, 3, 8. Contact is in the baffles. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 2, 3, 7.
Okay, so we're now in torpedo evasion.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm hoping that our weapon is going to find this guy. There it is. It's making a course adjustment. Oh, it might have cycled long.
Con, dive at 350 feet. Dive by.
Target has fired his weapon below the layer, so we are going to fire it above.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Let's go shallow. Dive. Bring us up to 150
Make
feet.
depth 150 feet. Dive by.
Oh, this torpedo's detected him. Perfect. Torpedo is now tracking the target. We're staying on passive homing. We might end up losing the Victor 1, but that's not too bad. Hold depth here. Level us off. Just before we go above the layer. Keep us moving. Top speed, 25 knots. Weapon's gone active. Okay, take us up, dive. 150 feet. Take us up.
Con, maneuvering.
Make depth 150 feet. Dive by.
Need to get away from that torpedo, and we need to do it by getting above the thermal layer. Reduce our signature to the torpedo. This weapon is now tracking him. Big time.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 2, 3.
Con, dive at 150 feet. Dive by.
Quite surprised we're still tracking this weapon despite pulling 25 knots. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry. That one was brewing for a while. Apologies. Your towed array is a pretty good bearing on the other sub, it's true. Here we go. The Victor's swung round. This is brave. Have a look at this shit. He's taking it head on. Oh no, he's trying to lay a field of sonar. Oh, sorry, decoys. Oh, there we go. Tab out of the game. It's all going well. We're still being blasted with
Con
active
sonar,
sonar.
noisemaker, bearing 2, 4, 2.
This weapon has to find its mark on its own. There's nothing I can do. It has to find the mark on its own. There goes that other weapon. Right, helm, bring us left, bearing 080.
Come left to 080. Helm aye.
Copy. Now, bring us back down to ahead 1/3.
Con
Rig ship
sonar,
for
lost
silent
contact.
running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rig ship for ultra quiet running. Copy that.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
No longer cavitating. Helm, bring us, or hold us on current course. It's redetected or reacquired this torpedo here. What torpedo is this? Set 65. Decent torpedo.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 2, 4, 3.
This weapon should get him.
Con sonar
Gotcha.
lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 2, 4, 2. Contact breaking up.
Hang on, we got a spread of weapons coming at us. Okay. Helm, bring us
Come left to 280. Helm aye.
280. Copy that. Bring us down to depth 300
Make
feet.
depth 300 feet. Dive by.
Bring us ahead 2/3.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Looks like we got some counter fire from the whiskey. We're going to let a torpedo track him,
Maneuvering,
searching
taking
from
turns
his
for
last known
10
coordinate, which is here. So,
knots.
firing point procedures, bearing 535, range to enable 13,100 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Copy that. Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. I'm going to get this weapon running to target now. We might want to get ready to be detected here by the enemy weapon systems. Let's find the Victor on this sheet here. Set 65s. Okay. Very poor sonar array, but it's more than likely
Dive at 300 feet. Dive I.
that the Whiskey, despite its bad sonar systems, heard our very loud cavitation. There are the enemy weapons. One there. Can't see any others, at least one there. There's that other torpedo that we're trying to evade currently.
Oh, yeah.
Fafri, thanks very much, mate. Ever watch Periscope Down? No. Bearing 535. Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Any chance of the Whiskey being sunk by the Victor's torpedo? No, not much chance. The Whiskey was last seen up here. The Set 65 does not have a good enough system to spot that. Also, Saf. We'll call you Saf. Thanks very much, mate. Saphirian. There we go. I tried it. Sorry. Good. Chances are the Sturgeon... Like, remember, the Whiskey is the target. Maybe I should ping him with active sonar. No, that will reveal our position. We need to stay cloak and dagger against him. He's likely going faster than we are. And yet we still can't detect him. All good. Let's bring it down to a head 1/3 shot.
Break ship for ultra
Silent
quiet.
running. Let's see if we can't pick up the Whiskey again. Helm, bring us right. Bearing 340.
Come right to 340. Helm I.
There we go. Contact re-established. Let's
Con
keep this
maneuvering,
weapon on the
making
straight and
turns
true.
for 5 knots.
Range to target is 17,000 yards. Let's activate the weapon so that the weapon is now running faster. So as you
Con
can
sonar,
oh,
launch transient from Sierra 2. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
there we go. Launch transient from Sierra 2. He is just here. Helm, bring us left, bearing 289.
Come left to 289. Helm I.
He's somewhere ahead of us. There we go. He's literally right in front of us. Go on, dig him out, lad. Dig him out. He's in the shadow zone. He's trying to hide. I ain't having it. I ain't having it. We're coming for you. We're going to have him. We're going to sort this guy out right here.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired? Right. What we are now going to do is we're now going to sever the wire. We're going to reload an MOSS in tube 2. We're going to come to a head full,
Con
20 knots.
sonar, we are cavitating.
We're going to rock and roll out of here.
Con helm. Steady course.
Bring us up to 25 knots, a head flank.
Make turns for 2-5 knots. Maneuvering I.
We're going to keep
Con
heading on this
sonar,
current bearing.
noisemaker bearing 3-5
There he is.
7.
He snapshotted some weapons at us, but it's not too bad. Dive, take us down another 50 feet, 350.
Make depth 350 feet. Dive I.
The Whiskey's trying to outmaneuver our torpedo, but we're not having it. There we go. The other weapon just activated. The other two weapons just activated. That is why we're getting the fuck out of the way. Helm, bring us
Con,
left.
dive at 350 feet. Dive I.
Con bring us left, bearing 2, 4,
Con,
5.
torpedo room.
Come left to 245. Helm I.
Okay, there we go.
Con helm. Steady course.
There's a lot of pinging out in the distance. Weapons look to be searching shallow.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 0 0 0. Contact breaking up.
Torpedo found its mark. That's good.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 2-5 knots.
I imagine a World War II-ish era submarine getting hit by a Mark 48 torpedo is game over for everyone on board. I don't think there's any survivors of that. Even though it's in really like shallow water, no one's surviving that. There's no way the interior of a ship of that age basically can survive that kind of punishment. It's just not possible. Nearly out of the way of the torpedoes as well. Do I have the models magnified? Not sure what that means. Like shooting a can with a shotgun, basically, yeah. You should definitely watch Periscope Down, you won't regret it. Oh, it's like a series, is it? Or Down Periscope? Yeah, sure, I'll write that down, actually. I'll watch it after this. Junior. No wonder I'm killing everyone, yeah. It's true. Must exterminate all life. Right. Oh dear. So what else did I do today? I had a bit of a nap because I rather silly, like basically I had a couple of days ago I had one late night playing games. You know how it is. Sometimes you think to yourself, you know what? I'm not good. It's, you know, it's 1 in the morning. I should really be considering going to bed, but instead you decide to stay on. And before you know it, it's like 4:30, and you think to yourself, "Fuck me! Like, what did I do that for?" And you instantly regret it the next day. The problem is, it has fucked my body clock, which now thinks that basically bedtime is about 4:30 in the morning. Which means I'm really struggling to get to sleep, which means for the last 3 or 4 days I've literally been awake until like 3 in the morning, and it's fucking exhausting. So yeah, I spent most of today sleeping to try and unfuck my body clock, which is actually seems to have worked, because at the moment I'm feeling a little bit tired, which means basically we're spot on. So yeah, can't argue with that. That's me every goddamn day. Yeah, it's one of those ones. Okay, we've evaded the enemy torpedoes. Bring it back down to a head 1/3 silent running.
Quiet.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
No longer cavitating, aye? Right, we've just got to evade the weapons. Helm, bring us right bearing 352.
Come right to 325. Helm aye.
That's the number. You see how tired I am? Yeah, and we're going to raise depth as well. Bring us up 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive aye.
Lovely. I kind of did that for a while, but you can't afford to do that as a PhD student. That's how you die. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, fucking hell. Yes. Oh, God. I haven't done one of those in a while. I don't really enjoy games that much anymore, unfortunately, yeah. Read a book for half an hour before bed. Yes, that is probably a good shout. In fact, it's definitely a good shout. Oh my god, Reddy's playing fucking Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one. Is he playing zombies? The numbers, Mason. The numbers. Fucking hell. See, back in the day, I thought that it's kind of tragic how sort of, but when you're younger, you think to yourself, "Oh yeah, Black Ops,
Con, helm,
fucking
course.
what a thing." You know what I mean? It was great. And then you kind of look how your favourite franchise has developed, and you're like, what happened? It's like, we ran out of ideas. Oh well. Blops, of course.
Con, dive at 200 feet. Dive aye.
Yeah. The old COD blops. Quality stuff. Right, we're just going to speed up time here. We're going to get away. We're probably going to play one more mission before I need to bugger off. And really try and catch up on my sleep. So, you know what's great? Tesla Roadster in space. Yep. For me, you noticed the decline with Modern Warfare 3. Good. That's when I noticed it as well. Modern Warfare 3. I don't know why. I don't know why Modern Warfare 3 didn't. Does anybody know why? Like, I just looked at Modern Warfare 3 when I was younger, and I just kind of went, Like, and loads of people did as well. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, we all played it for a little bit, because I mean, you were, you're at school, you're 13 years old, you've got nothing better to do than play Modern Warfare 3, and yeah, but I didn't play it that much. I mean, I think I must have Modern Warfare 2, and that was the shit back in the day. Holy crap! On the multiplayer of that, I must have got to I think it was 7th or 8th prestige. You know what I mean? Grind it out to level 70 and then piss it all up a tree and do it all over again. Because why not? Progression, right? So yeah, that was it. And then Modern Warfare 3, I think I played to about level 40 before I was like, nope, going back to number 2. For me, Battlefield 1942. Yeah, I missed out on that, sadly. I don't know whether it was because it was maybe more of a PC game release and I played Modern Warfare on Xbox, but I didn't know anyone that played Battlefield before Battlefield 3. Well, maybe Bad Company 2. A few people played that, but I think Bad Company 2 was the Battlefield game that was made before it really took off. I think Battlefield 3 was was sort of the the cigarette on gasoline. It really, because Battlefield 3 was a fucking cracking game. It was really innovative at the time. And then Battlefield 4 came out and you were like, is that it? Hello? Like, I don't know. Like, and Battlefield 4 tried to be innovative, but in all the wrong ways. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a bit harsh. Oh, right. Rub my eyes. There we go. Oh dear. God. I need to clean my glasses. Do I have a lens cloth somewhere? Oh. I have lens. Why do I always have the fucking? I always have the spray, but never the cloths. Why do I never have the cloths? I know I have some. Where's my work trousers? I almost always have a pair of my work trousers. No. Yes. Yes. No. Maybe so. No. That is. Ooh. Not what I should have. Should have left that at work. Right. Hello. No. Bollocks to it. Clearly don't have any. Well, I'll just have to play without my glasses then. I hope the torpedoes are pretty obvious. I hope we're not playing in low light in the next mission. Cool. Right then. So, after action report, 1 times Victor, 1 times Whiskey, both have been sunk. 10 remaining Mark 48 torpedoes. Not too bad, not too bad. Just use your shirt like the rest of us. God. I sit at work telling people not to use their shirt, and then here I am. There we go, that's a bit better. Right. So, 10 weapons remaining. Let's get back on the pipe. Excellent performance in locating and eliminating enemy submarines transporting Spetsnaz commandos. New orders to be issued shortly on this downlink. Excellent. The newspaper clipping of the day. Red subs sunk. The Pentagon today has revealed that several Soviet submarines attempting an incursion near Oslo, Norway, have been destroyed or driven off by coordinated efforts of NATO surface vessels, submarines and aircraft. There are no NATO surface vessels, I haven't seen any NATO aircraft, and the submarines should be non-motherfucking plural. It's just me holding the fort. The continued cooperation of NATO... Oh, fuck off. Members was cited as pivotal to the successful outcome of the operation. Kill me. Ongoing protection of many NATO-allied military installations throughout the theatre remains a high priority, and NATO's ability to maintain control of the region is founded on these bases. I also seem to be dropping a few frames. I'll try and keep an eye on that. Cool. Right then. New mission. Order 0-135.1913... words, numbers. There we go. 1800 hours. We receive it on the 7th of December. Tactical situation. Satellite recon has revealed an enemy raider group transiting at high speed towards the North Norwegian coast. We believe a small UNREP force is operating in this area. You are ordered to interdict this group and sink any replenishment ships in the area. You may also get a chance at the warships the group intends to support, but the tenders and tankers are the mission target. I understand that an unrep force is a really small replenishment force, basically. So we need to go and sink them. Now it says the North Norwegian coast, which we couldn't even find last time. Let's just double check the brief. Where are they setting off from? Towards the North Norwegian coast. Doesn't even tell us where they're setting off from. Quality intelligence there. Hopefully no submarines come and paint us. Or sorry, no surface ships. Is that the one there? Oh, hello. Norway free! Rejoicing in Norway this week as NATO troops score a crushing victory and liberate the country. Fighting is reported to have been particularly tough around northern Norway, where partisans joined the fray after arming some 300 locals. According to the army sources, the resistance fighters fought bravely, but to murderous losses. The balancing of forces leaves a question mark regarding the outcome of the war. Activity in the Atlantic remains high as Soviet and NATO fleets contest control of vital sea lanes and ports, and insofar even battles. I've got such a squeaky chair. I don't, this one's got the squeak, and it's more of a creak, this one, than a squeak. Fucking hell. So, that's the... Do you know, in the year or so that I've been playing Cold Waters, I have never ever seen NATO fight back, and this is the first newspaper clipping I've ever seen of NATO actually gaining some ground. Holy fucking shit! What a time to be alive. Are you a stat man when it comes to games? A stat man? Oh, somebody who cares about statistics? No, I'm terrible at games. Cool. Where is this raider group? Where are they? They don't exist. They do not exist. The North Norwegian coast, they're just not there. It's going to say, you have missed this opportunity. Where? Like, the North Norwegian coast is down here. We've got loads of MAPs flying over it. This is the North Norwegian coast. There's nobody here. There's no one here. Game? This must just be a bugged mission. It's gotta be. Like, there's nothing. Look, we've been detected now. I'm being chased by fucking ASW. It doesn't exist. I bumped in. Halla freaking Luya, I've bumped into something. Could this be the one? That's the southwestern coast. Go above Finland. Mate, it's the one between Spitsbergen. What? Hang on. Norway extends to the top of Skat. I see. Well, hopefully it's this one then. Fingers crossed. I have no idea. We have a new sonar contact bearing 253, designates Sierra 1. EXO reports that our depth is 600, bearing or heading 207. Speed is 20 knots. I can't see them on the map. I can't interdict someone that I don't know that's there. Local conditions. Scattered with a weak surface duct and thermal air at 245 feet. All hands to battle stations and rig for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, we've got ice caps up here. We've got some big old icebergs. Oh yeah, we've got some massive icebergs. Holy shit. We're in cold waters. No, sorry.
Con sonar new contact bearing 254. Designated Sierra 1.
Sierra 1, copy that. Is that a submarine or a surface ship? We'll find out. Probably, I'd wager a submarine. Looks to be a submarine. Romeo, ding.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Quite quiet. Maybe it's just the one. 15,000 yards. Solution's already at 40%. Holy shit, that's a good start. Nice. Cool. Let's see what's going on there. So we're just down our current course. Likely that the Romeo's on an intercept course with us, but that's fine because we can just shoot one at him. We're going to want to fire from the right hand side here. Looks like the target's going to be somewhere over here, which means tube 4 is the flavour of the day. Which is nice. How long has Scotland's Supreme Leader been a class of submarine? It's true. This is Indie Ref 2 in operation, Dragonbjorn. Right, there we go. There's the Romeo. Yep, he's on it. Well, he's trying to be on an intercept course. How quiet are we in correlation? Pretty close. It's not as high as I'd like. We're just probably going to have to twat this right into him and see what happens. Second sin. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. Well, the target's closing, and it's bad news for us if he goes active, which he will. We're going to try and steer away from the target here. So, helm, come left, bearing 163.
Come left to 163. Helm aye.
We're going to try and open up a little bit of distance with him so that we can engage him without his high frequency active being able to detect us. Like it is capable of doing so now. Sonar solution 86%, it is nearly solid. Where are you? He's 15,000 out. Oh, there we go. Burst of cavitation. Yeah, yep, your number's punched. There he is. Perfect. Let's just try and stay quiet. Yes, we should stay nice and quiet here. How goes the Twitch partnership stuff? So I'm actually still waiting for their email back. I haven't had it yet. I sent it away nearly a week ago now, but it is not there. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Helm, steady course.
Likely they've just got a load of submissions coming in, so it's going to take them a little while to sort it out. I keep banging my mic with the headphones because the mic's dangled above me. How much have you missed, Havoc? Not a huge amount. Okay. 6,000 yards from the target. That is very close, actually. But we are now in a position to maneuver into the baffles of the contact. So helm, bring us right, bearing 215.
Come right to 215. Helm aye.
But if we can slot one into his fucking rudder, slot one into his engine, that should be fantastic. Yeah, sorry, Havoc. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I think I misread the question there. You've missed quite a bit. You've missed the whole stream, as a matter of fact. We're going to be ending after this one. So yeah. RIP. Hopefully the VOD's going to be there again. Fingers crossed. I'll double check, but it shouldn't delete itself. With any luck, I don't know. I mean, usually, yeah, it just goes and just does it anyway, but what can you do? Yep, they have to look at a lot of stuff they don't throw around partnerships. It's true.
Con, helm, steady course.
What is this sub? This is a Sturgeon-class submarine on the 1984 campaign. We are currently stalking a Romeo-class submarine, which is a reasonably capable Soviet, yeah, just a standard diesel-electric sub. When I say reasonably capable, I mean it's actually pretty damn horrible. It doesn't really have anything. In fact, I could fire on that target now, and he would hear the launch transient, but yeah, he wouldn't be able to detect us. We're currently outside of his high-frequency active sonar's threshold, so we'd be able to just shoot him with pretty much complete impunity here. Am I actually still playing on the hardest difficulty? I'm playing on realistic. I'm not playing on elite. When did I do that? When did I change it to realistic? I remember changing it to realistic for a reason, and I can't remember. I think I changed it to realistic for a good reason. Do we turn it up to elite? Like a pleb. For shame. Do we turn it back up? I can't remember. Inconceivable. I can't even remember. Why did I change it to realistic? I'm pretty sure I changed it to realistic because I tried a mod called the Better Realism mod. It was a mod that was released a little while ago, and it said that you had to use it on realistic, otherwise it would basically overtune the AI if you tried to play it on elite. Yes, I think so. No, that was it. Yeah, sorry, it's a mod that I'm not using. So we should blink, turn that back up. This is where they just instantly detect us. Fair enough. Right. Well, booyah. There we go. Now you have to basically regain your honor for playing for another 2-3 missions. We'll have to make back my honor next time. So I do need to go. But hey ho. This explains why NATO is winning. Yes, actually, I suppose you're right. This is the reason I've never ever seen NATO fight back before, because we're playing on the easier difficulty. It's my shame. My shame is out in the open. Oh dear. Not good. Not good at all. Never mind. Let's take a slightly harder left or harder right here. Bearing 268, please, Helm.
Come right to 268. Helm aye.
Next mission is 1 versus 6. NATO instantly loses control of Norway. Yeah, what else? Yeah. I seem to remember there's a little bit of it basically feels like the AI is a little bit sort of overtuned on elite difficulty, like they just seem to always know where you are. Like, we've been doing a lot of cloak and dagger, and we have still been evading incoming torpedoes, but the enemy just seems to just have like a big piece of string tied to your submarine, and they can just yank on it every now and again and go, yep, he's still there, and they just keep shooting at you with it. It's really annoying. Like, I think the reason I turned it down was because the enemy's weapons were always super accurate. Like, despite not having a fucking clue where I was, they were able to literally pinpoint fire torpedoes at me. Like, to the point where I would literally have to go into full torpedo evasion. Not even just like, oh yep, there's a torpedo coming. I mean, they would slot it down a torpedo tube at 20,000 yards if I didn't move. And it got a bit old, basically. Got a bit old, and I said we'd play it on realistic. But yeah, fuck it. We're doing well enough now. We'll step it up. We're getting used to the AI, so let's have a bit of a challenge. See, look, the Romeo's already changing course. Look at the detection thresholds now. Jesus. Okay. Maneuvering, bring us down to 3 knots.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Okay. Helm, bring us left a little bit. Bearing 256.
Come left to 256. Helm aye.
The good memes there, Mehmet. Mehmet? That's your new name? Yeah, fucking hell. They're hitting me with those SpongeBob memes. To be honest, and I thought I'd spare you. Tonight, I was actually, and I know this would have instant cock block for about 90% of you here. I was actually going to play some League of Legends tonight. I know. Try not to vomit over your computer for a goddamn second, alright? I haven't played League properly in about a year. I used to play it sort of when I was a bit younger, while I was still at school.
Helm, steady course.
And I do still sort of play it on and off. I know. Yeah, fucking hell, the horror in chat. Yeah, it's one of those ones. Like, I used to play it when I was a little bit younger. I got, showed it by a mate, and it took me a few attempts to get into it. But when I did eventually get into it, I was kind of happy with it. You know how it was. This guy's being a little bastard. Like, look at him. Look at this shit. He's just turning towards me for no. Oh, we're gonna have to shoot him. I mean, we're gonna have to shoot him, right? See, this is what I'm on about when I'm talking about the elite AI. I mean, it just does stuff for no reason. It just makes your life unnecessarily difficult. Why? Oh, God. But then I grew up. Yes, exactly, Nick. Nice whispering gave me the chills. I'm just so sorry. I'm sitting here quietly now because I'm waiting to see what our new the fucking they've got Yuri from fucking Red Alert 2 sitting on board that submarine, and he's going, oh, they're over there, like why yeah, it's just good God. Should it shut? Okay, 8-ball has spoken. Firing point procedures. So, sorry, 8-ball says we have to. Firing point procedures. Bearing 308. Range to enable 3,600 yards. Ship ready, tube ready. Fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4.
Active
Aye,
search.
sir.
Weapon is away. Amazingly didn't...
Con sonar.
Oh no, there we go.
Transient
Launch
from
transient's
Sierra
coming back.
1.
Target should be speeding up very shortly.
Con sonar. Launch transient from Sierra 1.
We've got a full spread of launches coming in. Okay. Bring us up. Ahead flank. We've got a full spread coming in. Emergency dive.
Make turns for 2.
Point the
5
weapons.
knots. Maneuvering eye.
Follow the weapons in. Activate the warhead. Point it on the bearing of the Romeo. Get it after him.
Passing 700 feet.
Con fire control. We've lost the wire.
Lost the wire eye.
Passing 800 feet.
Con helm.
Passing 900 feet.
Reload tube 4 with a Mark
Passing
48.
1,000 feet.
Passing 1,000 feet eye. Begin leveling off the boat.
Passing 1,100 feet.
1,100 feet eye.
Passing 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet eye. Enemy weapons are searching. Bring us down. Silent
Bring
running.
ship for ultra quiet.
Bring us down to a head 1/3, 5
Con
knots.
sonar. Noisemaker bearing 310.
Passing 1,300 feet.
1,300 feet. Copy. I think test depth is about 1,300, so we're just teetering above what this submarine can perform at.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Slow it down. Make turns for 3 knots, please.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering eye.
There we go. Oh shit, the weapons have gone active. I'm just underneath them.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Perfect. Weapon still tracking the target. Hopefully it's going to sink him in one go. If you click the 4th icon on the sub-info panel, you get your own the 4th.
Sonar. Noisemaker bearing
Where?
315.
If you click the 4th icon on the sub-info panel, you'll get your own Oh, thank you. That's interesting. Okay. So we got, yeah, fair enough. That's the Sturgeon. We got a full outfit. It's pretty good. Yeah. 130 decibels. Not too bad. Ah, there we go. 1,320. The thing in the top right. There we go. We've learned.
Sonar lost contact.
Perfect.
Sierra 1.
We've
left
learned a
bearing
thing.
316. Contact breaking up.
Okay, let's see if we can get a response on active sonar now. Let's see if we get any returns. So, activate active sonar.
Con sonar switching to active search.
We're looking for yellow lines bouncing off the hull. And we need to get ready to snapshot. Release ship from silent running. Bring us back up to 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
No returns yet. Doesn't look like we're getting any returns, which is good. Likely that was our only target then. 1 times contact destroyed. God, he was out here all on his own, mate. And he wasn't even like a nuclear submarine, he was just a diesel electric, just rambling around without any aim or purpose.
Tube 4 ready.
Copy that, tube 4 ready. Right, dive, bring us back up. Bring us back up to a comfortable 400 feet. There we go, let's take some of the pressure off the hull. Get it back up to a more reasonable depth. You might want to check out Voice Attack, it's a voice command app. You can give orders by voice. Interesting. I will definitely take a look at that as well. Voice Attack. Cool. Right. Switch to passive search. He says, Shift A.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
There we go. Lovely. Very steep ascent there. You'd be feeling this if you weren't strapped into your chair, if you were a sonarman or whatever. And yeah, you wouldn't want to be... I was going to say you wouldn't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't think the Navy has too many of those people working in those submarines. I don't think there's too many wheelchair users operating in Sturgeon-class submarines. I call it a hunch. I think it was just about the patrol, it wasn't the objective. Yep, it's true, this isn't the objective. Still waiting for the weapons to get away. Let's speed up time. Gotta wait for those weapons to fuck off, or for us to get out of range of them. That's fine. Like,
Con, dive at 400 feet, dive high.
let's bring in a head standard. 15 knots.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering eye.
There we go. Weapons have timed out. Everything's all good. 1 times Romeo engaged and sunk. Not the mission objective. Right. Let's get up to the... Oh, there they are. Oh, I think we just missed them. I'm not sure. Netherlands conquered. Soviet invading forces after a devastating campaign are in total control of the Netherlands. Government is dissolved and administration has been handed over to the occupying forces. In a national broadcast, the Netherlands government ordered the country's armed forces to cease fire to avoid further casualties. In a rock-paper-scissors combat environment, perhaps we should be thankful for the current stone-meets-stone situation. Military expert Martha Tuchman theorises on the current NATO-Warsaw Pact draw. The war seems to remain unsettled as both sides maintain maritime presence in important areas. Shit! We just missed them. Bollocks. Well, at least we know where that area is now. Damn it. Missiles for ships. In an incident deemed highly embarrassing for the US Navy, it has been revealed that Soviet warships could resupply by sea tankers and other support craft near the North Norwegian coast. Furious politicians demand an explanation. If we cannot intercept lumbering tankers, what chance do we just give me some solid fucking intel. Give me a maritime air patrol over the area, or something solid to go on, instead of just, oh, it'll be around there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, give me something. Some pinpoint accuracy on my intelligence, and I might not fuck it. In fact, it was totally my fault. I didn't even go anywhere near the North Soviet, the North Norwegian coast. But what are you going to do? Anyway, analysts say that the Soviet naval operations in and around the northern Norwegian coast have expanded, posing an ever-increasing threat to NATO shipping. Suggestions of pulling back naval assets from the region have been made. A withdrawal could help avoid losses of NATO vessels caught off guard by the enemy's current superior numbers. Okay, so they're choosing to withdraw forces. And with that said, that's all I've got time for. I was hoping I could sort of sneak in there and destroy the tanker, but I literally just missed it because I was dicking around with that submarine for ages. So yeah, fair enough. That's it from me then. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of Cold Waters there. We're going to hopefully keep the campaign in a NATO favour, although it's looking to be more and more difficult as the days tick on. So yeah, thanks very much, and I shall catch you either tomorrow or the day after. Depending on what's happening tomorrow. I think I've got people coming around to visit tomorrow, so you know, relatives. So yeah, one of those ones. So yeah, I'll catch you whenever I next land, and yeah, take care of yourself. Bye. Let me just pass you on to old Smeagol. Would you bash to the party? That's the name of him. Hang on. It's telling me off. Oh, no, sorry. / host. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go.